let me take an example now to explain the difference between an exception and exception handling. So let's assume that uh, let's take an example that Monday to Friday we go to college, right? Monday to Saturday. Monday we have college, we'll go to Saturday. I mean to college. Tuesday we have college, so we'll go to college. Wednesday there is a public holiday, so we don't go to college. It's simple if else. If there is a college, we'll go there, and if there is no college, we'll not go there. Exactly, it happens with Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and everyone knows Sunday is holiday. So we don't go to college. This is if else. This is if else. So when it comes to Wednesday, I'll mark it in a box. This is if there is a holiday, we don't call it. Don't go to college. Correct, Alva? So this is if else concept. What is exception and exception handling? What is exception is on Thursday we have 6 hour session. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 1 hour, it's a break, lunch break. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we have 3 more sessions. 4 o'clock college ends and we come out. Morning, Thursday morning. So Thursday morning we have first session, second session, third session. We went for a lunch break. When we come back, we have 1 o'clock session. 2 o'clock, the session which was supposed to be handled by a lecturer, X, is absent. This is exception. What? This is exception. We never knew that that person will not come. So it is handled by one more person or one more lecturer called Y. Exception is this. We never expected that class will not be there. Or we went to college on Thursday morning. When we went there, the sessions which were supposed to be handled by 3 lecturers, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, are all absent. So what to do? If we had knew it before, we would have not gone to college. Now, rather than sending you back to home, other 3 lecturers wanted to engage you people. So it was unexpectedly class was not there. Unexpectedly class was not there because 3 of the lecturers had gone for a leave and we were not aware of it. And it was not a planned leave. This is exception. One example. Exactly, it happens in your programming also. It is not that every Thursday lecturers will be absent. It was one Thursday. So in future, what they'll do is they'll try to handle it. Since it was 3 lecturers who were absent and there are no 3 lecturers back to back who are free to handle it, so you were sent back. This is exception. In future, if this happens, they want to handle it by sending you people to a laboratory to work on it, just making some adjustment. Any question on this example? So this is one. Now let me take an example. So this is my home. Every day, I'll text my friend. And if he's coming with me, I'll go to his house. That is my friend's home. And then we'll try to reach the college. Because I go to his home and pick him up. So this is college. Sometimes I'll text my friend, he says that I'm not feeling well, I'm not coming to college today, so I'll directly reach you. So the path of Chandra Prasad, or path of the person which I'm explaining, is changing based on the friend whether he's coming with him or not. This is if else. What is exception here? So I questioned him that are you coming? He said yes. While coming from his home to college, the fuel ended. This is exception. Can I reach the college on time? Unexpectedly, the program got ended, it is not a normal termination. It is abnormal termination of your program. Or it might be a police checking going on, and if you don't have the insurance of your vehicle, so once again you are stopped by this unexpectedly and you don't reach college, or you might lead late. This is exception. But in the other scenario, when the police is there, I can show all the documents. You have been stopped. You showed all the documents which has been asked, and then you reach. This is exception handling. Or it might be the case that fuel got ended. But in future, what we thought is, if in that case, let me keep 1 liter of fuel in my vehicle somewhere so that I can put it into the tank and will move on. That exception is unexpectedly you are stopped in doing something, or your program is ending abnormally. Make sense? If else is what I gave an example of asking my friend. If he say yes, I'll go to his house, pick him up, go to college. If he is not coming, I'll directly reach the college. This is a normal if else. Go to his house and go to college is based on whether he is coming or not. This is an example of if else. How do we achieve this in programming? So we have if else. If x is equal to 10, this is execute this one. Else, if that is not true, execute the code which comes in the other one. But exception, first we should encounter an exception, then we can go with exception handling. In exception handling, we have 5 keywords to learn in Java. Okay. Let me open it. Let me go here. Exception handling. We have 5 keywords. We have to learn try, catch, finally, throw, and throws. The same keywords are repeated in one more language called C#, but in C# there is no throws keyword. There is no throws keyword. All the other points which I explained on try, catch, finally, throw is applied to 2 languages, Java and C# language. 5 keywords are repeated in all, so you learn it in Java. It's very easy to apply it in the other languages also. It works exactly the same way. Now let us write a program and try to understand how exception is raised and how do we handle it. So now I'll be writing a simple program to read command line argument. Read command line argument. Let me write an example. Example on exception. It's not exception handling, it is exception. Dot Java. Public static void main. I'll write an array of string and I'll try to print system.out.println. Start a program. End of program. How many statements we have in this program? We have 2 statements. First statement is trying to print start of program. Second statement is trying to print end of program. So this is a simple program where I want to compile it. and interpret it. We don't have any condition statements. We don't have any exception causing statement also. You run this for 100 number of times, you'll not get any error. Now let me have one more statement which will try to print the array V with index 0. Now let me compile it. First thing is, compile time error are the errors which are caused and caught by compiler. Runtime errors which might get but not always, that is an exception. I'll show you an example for that. Let me compile this. Do you have any compilation error? The answer is no. Now let me interpret it. Java space class name space, I'll type the city Mysore. What will happen when I place this after the class name is command line input. We call it as command line input. So Java interpreter command, class name, and anything which has been given after this will be stored in this array. So what I have given is string and it will be stored in this index V of 0. Now let me print it, it works. Now let me go with printing one more, it works. I'll give more than one input, so it will just print the first one. I'll try to give ABCD, it prints. So you have to observe, I'm interpreting it 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I will not give this. At the time of interpretation, the first statement executes. It is trying to print this V of 0, and in this scenario I have not given it. Exception, start of program. It is not exception handling, it is exception. Exception in the thread main, java.lang array index out of bounds exception. Now let me try to go with printing my name. So now compilation was successful, so it's not a compile time error. At the time of interpretation, first executed, second executed, third executed, fourth executed, fifth, caused an exception because of that. First statement was executed, second statement caused an exception. Because of that exception, the program got terminated here. And the third statement, even if it is capable of running without any error, since the second statement caused an exception, the program was terminated abnormally for the last time. So exception, it's not that it will always cause it might cause an error at the runtime. But immediately after that, if I interpretation with a name, it got printed and it's not compiled. Interpretation, just like the example what I explained at the beginning, unexpectedly, anything which was supposed to happen did not happen, and because of this, program got terminated abnormally. Exception. First statement executed, second caused an exception, and then the remaining statements did not. This is exception. How do we handle the exception? Now we have a statement, and now we recognize that this might cause a runtime error. This might cause a runtime error. So we should understand, first is we should have a program. Later we recognized a statement which might cause an exception, So this one must be handled. So let me close it here and I'll take in the notepad. So let me open a notepad and let me try to show you the syntax of exception handling. Okay, I'll open one more notepad. Here we go. So try to understand this. So now I'll go with, I'll just reduce the font so that it is easily visible in one screen. So this is my program. I'll just remove all these indentations. This is my program. And this program has exception causing statement. This will be replaced now. This is the exact program which I'll be writing again. And here, the statement which might cause an exception should be handled. So this is exception handling. Dot. This statement is replaced by try catch block. You have to write a try catch block. Catch block will have exception object. Now you should observe this one. Let me increase this size. This was causing an exception, and to handle it, we have written try catch block. The one which is in the red line. So this is a very simple example of exception handling. First, you should write the program, interpret it, then you'll recognize there is an exception statement which is causing only at the right time. That has to be replaced by try catch block. Try is the one which will have all your exception causing statements, and catch block will be the one which will handle it. Now we'll see the running of this program, the same program, but it has been replaced by try catch block. Now we will get start of program, end of program. If there is an input, try will execute successfully. If there is an exception, now catch block, at least it handles that exception, and end of program will be printed. Okay, good. This is a very basic introduction of your exception handling. Now we should understand the working of try, catch, try catch finally, try with multiple catches, and how finally will help us out. Okay, good with this? So this is Swansea.
Sir, exceptions are always found at a runtime only, is it?
Correct. Then only you should come back and update your code. We cannot handle it when we are doing the first time coding.
Okay.
But based on your experience, you'll get to know that okay, these are exception causing statements.
Okay.
Then you keep on writing try catch at the beginning itself.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So, but as a best practice, we always have to write try catch block in your program. That is in all the methods, just to make sure that we don't have any exceptions in your, that is abnormal termination of the program.
Okay, so if you feel like there would be some exceptions later, we better write it before itself. The try catch.
You have to write the try catch from start of program, end of program only.
Okay, so okay.
Since it is getting explained, just to know how the exception handle comes into picture, wanted to demonstrate that. Good.
Okay, sir, sure.
Thank you. So with this, I'll be ending this. This is just an introduction. We'll have more learning on.
Sir, inside catch you've written exception in E object.
Correct.
Will it be same always, or we can write
this name you can have anything. So I'll stop this recording first. So this is very basic introduction. Now we'll have more and more because I don't want to have a 1 hour 50 minutes video. Good. So
Okay.
just give me 5 minutes. Thank you.